Shad, and this is a blog that I've called YouShubes. So let's get to this. My buddy Wreck-It Ralph and my San Diego Spurs scarf. And so yeah, going to talk about essentially the season really. And for me, season obviously it didn't start off great. First time game Chelsea, which obviously we lost, and we weren't quite at it. Wanyama was injured, and it turns out he had an injury, and so essentially we played with 10 men. The next game was Burnley, and again we just struggled to get going, and we drew, and it was like, oh, we got to be signing players, we're not doing anything, and we didn't end up signing players. We ended up signing Sanchez, Aurier, Laurenti, and do you know what? I can't think. And Gazzaniga, Paolo Gazzaniga, very handsome Paolo Gazzaniga. So let's just talk about that. For me, that Davinson Sanchez has just been a revelation. I never saw him settling in that well. You was kind of worried about players who are young, that they come from foreign league. Are they going to settle? He obviously has blistering speed, that helps. But what's impressed me is how good he is with the ball. That's something that I really, was like surprised. I was like, shit. And you kind of forget he's actually an ex-Ajax player. So you think of he's a powerful, quick centre-half, but he's actually a quite decent football player. Aurier, he gets up and down the pitch, but he hasn't got a cross on him. For me, I've always said, ideally, in an ideal world, you'd want your wing-backs to have the speed of Aaron Lennon, the build of, Moussa Sissoko, and the ability to cross a ball like David Beckham. There are very few. I can only think of Lahm and Alves, and there's a reason why Alves has gone for. He's probably getting paid a shirt of money at PSG. They're no mugs. They recognise that he has a talent, a very good talent. Loads of people have wanted this talent for a long time. So it's just there aren't many players that have that ability. I do think that Poch is the fullback whisperer. Obviously, there was we're going to sign him, we're not going to sign him because obviously he had that, that custodial sentence pending. Was he going to be able to come over? But it's sorted, and I think it takes a while for players to come in. But for me, he has established himself as number one fullback. He doesn't have the crossing of Trippier. Very few fullbacks do, and very few fullbacks with speed have that kind of crossing. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes, how that dovetails going forward. We have a lot of people saying, "Oh, I want Poch out," because as soon as Poch out, Levy out. Do you know what they probably don't remember the shitty teams that we had under Sugar, and that we were awful. It was so fucking depressing. And those of you who don't remember, Jerry Francis started off alright, but then he had some decent players. He had Klinsmann, Barmby, Sheringham, but we weren't able to build upon that. Obviously, Francis had that disastrous training regime that ended up ruining God knows how many players, and it seemed to have gone for a long time. We used to have God knows how many injuries all the time, loads and loads of injuries. Now, we still get injuries. That's just standard football, but we've got some good players. They're fit, they're strong. I was at the Southampton game. A friend of mine, Ellie, came over, and it was we were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The Southampton were pretty poor. I think and I think there was a malaise. Van Dijk chose not to play. I think he ended up leaving 5 days later to go to Liverpool, and that was a bad egg. And I'm not saying that. I think now that he's gone, they got 75 million. They haven't. I don't know how much of that they've actually spent, but they're a better team now. I think sometimes just when you've got a bad player hanging around or just a bad influence, you think, well, do you know what? I'm better off. You're better off without. That's why them not down the road have done that. They've got rid of Sanchez, and they thought that as talented as he is, it seems about 11 players, and the title, whichever it would be, whether it be the Champions League, the Premier League, it's about 16, 17 players. Now, obviously I'd like to progress. I mean, we've seen how good Man City were. They fucking destroyed the shit out of us. The speed, the players they have. I mean, Sane didn't really lift up any trees in his first year. Second year now, he's showing incredible talent. De Bruyne has gone from strength to strength. Silva looks like he's done the reverse Samson. He's cut off all his hair and he seems to have got a shitload better. Aguero, the guy is just sheer class. Jesus. Now that was a risky signing. He's a great player, but you think, well, do you know what? Never played in this league before. They paid a lot of money for him. And here's the thing about Man City. They can pay a shitload of money for players, and if it doesn't work out, they can loan them. They can basically run at a loss because they're backed by a country. I mean, they've spent what, 400 to 500 million. So that's pretty much half a stadium. Yeah, but you put it into context, half a stadium they spent on 4 or 5 players. You know, and if you take into account the players that came in last year, who didn't really come up to snuff. I think Claudio Bravo is one of them. Can't remember who that was. Obviously, I'm a Spurs fan, not a Man City fan. You know, they spent, what, say 600 million maybe, give or take. You know, and so that's half a stadium at least half a billion. So that's half a stadium. You know, our net spend is what, 10 million? You know, that's tough. And it's kind of like taking Manny Pacquiao. I mean, there's a boxer in my gym, and 5'11", but it's really quick. But you kind of feel that if he goes against the biggest heavyweights, who are just as quick as he is, he will struggle because he's just nowhere near as big as they are. He is like a fucking freight train, but size does matter in certain games. And if you're playing, if you've got a bigger wallet, there's a reason why you will never see such a thing as an ugly billionaire. And we may have millionaires, but millionaire versus billionaire, if I'm a slapper, I know who I choose. So for me, people say, well, why is Happy we're not playing? Look, we destroyed Liverpool 4-1. People will say, oh yeah, but that was Lovren, but I don't see anyone else there. I mean, people may say, oh, Liverpool lost their first game, I think, was it on Monday? It's the first game they lost since we basically beat the shit out of them. So essentially, Van Dijk's only been 3 games? So it's not as if Van Dijk's come along and magically they're all defensively better. Coutinho was there. This was a good Liverpool team that we destroyed. Absolutely fucking belted the shit out of. And so what I'm trying to make the point is, it's about progression. When Yarma was out for ages, he looks a lot better. I mean, say he came off, shirt came off, he looked ripped. He should be, but he's obviously been off spaghetti. Solid. And let's just have a look at Sissoko. Sissoko didn't have the best game. I felt that he could have done a bit more to really back up his fallback in Aurier. I don't think he would have started Aurier down the river. Aurier seems to go back a long time from their days at Toulouse. It just didn't work out. And Davinson Sanchez, 9 times out of 10, that hits the outside of the post, goes out, or the goalkeeper can get it. It's just a bit of bad luck. Shit happens. Southampton were fighting for their lives. They're still in the bottom 3. They have to really G up their games, big up their ideas. And they did that, Credits to them. I think draw was a fair result. I don't think we showed enough. People say, well, we're ill, blah, blah. Oh, what'd you go to Barcelona for? You're all going to get ill. And I'm like, well, shit, you can be ill here. You can be ill anywhere. We can go to a fucking desert. It's just so much fucking stupidity out there. Like I was thinking, why the hell is he getting Sissoko on? Keep Sissoko on. Check out Spurs Fanatic. He'll show it. He explains it really well. Because you know what? Here's the thing. I remember I'm very lucky that I get to have conversations with Norman Geller, and he's a big Spurs fan. Chiefs football writer. In Fleet Street for years. Wrote books with Jimmy Greaves, Perryman. I mean, literally, this guy is Spurs through and through. And one thing that he always said is, you know what? He said about John Luxon, I love how these people like to give me advice. These guys couldn't fucking trap we didn't say that, but couldn't trap a bag of cement. And I still believe that. So I'm looking at thinking, I don't know. I mean, my personal thing, we play Newport County. I would say, do you know what? I think we should play 3-4-3. I have a rationale for it, but I ain't a fucking coach. I ain't got any badges. You know, we've got all these, keyboard coaches, keyboard warriors, all these people saying, oh, and you know what really annoys me? It's like, you got people saying, oh, some of my friends, a lot of my friends are American, and they go, oh, you're American, what the fuck do you know about this? And I'm like, trust me, one of my mates, Ben, I had no idea who Mbappe was. I mean, even though we played Monaco, I didn't know who he was. Wasn't really paying that much attention. This guy, he may, he's an American, yeah, and I'll take a piss out of him being American all the time, but what I'm saying is that these guys, I love their football. They're passionate. You know, just because I'm from Seven Sisters doesn't make my opinion more valid than anyone else's. Doesn't just because you're not from Seven Sisters doesn't make you. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. The real toxicity. I mean, if you're actually saying, I'm positive, I believe in the gaffer. You know, things haven't gone 100%, but you know what? We have a good team, good spine, which we didn't have. I mean, if you look at this team. I've often said, would the team in 2016 have beaten the team in 2012? I often wonder that. Obviously, there was a common link, Kyle Walker. And, and look at that, you think, you've got great individuals like Luca, Bale, Ledley coming towards, so I suppose to the end of his career. Obviously, that was the end of his career. Rafa. But you didn't have that cohesion all throughout the team. You look at that team. I mean, I'll say Luca and Bale, yeah, they're the best players. Ledley, obviously, and Addy, I suppose, was good at that time. But I wouldn't say they're the top strikers. I mean, I think we've got one of the best goalkeepers. I mean, Liverpool haven't got it. I think right now the top goalkeepers, De Gea, Edison, and I think just behind them are right now Courtois and Reece. I don't think. I'm trying. I don't think. I think to have that, we've got probably the best set of centre halves. I honestly put our centre halves better than anyone else's. Fullbacks, we're not as good as we used to be. Kyle Walker's gone. Danny Rose is injured. I'd like to hopefully, for me, I like Danny Rose. I think he's a good, solid player, but with his injuries, if there's a chance to get Sessegnon, if there's a chance to get Luke Shaw, I'll get either those two. I think we can always move Ben Davies in to cover for Jan Vertonghen. We've got two really quick, left fullback, left fullbacks can play 3-4-3, 4-2-3-1. Sessegnon looks like a really talented individual. We're bringing kids through. I'm really happy with the Spurs project. And, I remember where we were 4 years ago. It was fucking Sherwood. You want to go back to those? Go back to that? Go ahead. That's when I was at Levy Hours. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? People make mistakes. There is no guide to being a football chairman. But a lot of it's down to luck. Say we'd bought Benteke and we could have shifted Addy. Harry Kane would never come through. I'm not saying Benteke, is a shit player. But, you've seen him, he hasn't really gone on to, he's gone to Liverpool, didn't do that. He's at Palace. He's not really uprooting trees there, is he? And I just think, we've got incredible, probably, I don't want to say he's the best striker in the world, because I think still Aguero for me. That's because I'm just so used to Aguero. But the man's been doing it for 6 years. That for me, it's that consistency over that period. That's what gives him the edge over Kane. But for me, it's honestly, it's a gnat's cock between them. How sad then it is. How the line between him and Aguero. And we've got some good players. You've got Dele Alli, you've got Wanyama, who's an absolute beast of a player. You can imagine like someone like Liverpool will be screaming out for him. Arsenal will definitely be screaming out for him. Even United, I guess, really. I mean, Matic is good, but imagine someone like Wanyama and Pogba in the middle. Fucking hell, they'd beat the shit out of most midfields. Then Dembele's starting to show, he's getting a bit aged a little bit. Hopefully Josh Onuma can, develop on. Look, at the end of the day, it takes time, but I like the fact that I'm a Spurs fan, again, and because I have met these. Look, I've been lucky. I've been able to go abroad. I went hiking on Torrey Pine State Reserve. I've got to train with Dina Costas because of Chicago Spurs. I'm hopefully going to be training with Duke Rufus because of Milwaukee Spurs. I'm a lucky guy, and I'm gifted. I've made some really good friends. You know, and being a yid. It's all about being a yid. Thing life is being a yid. You know, and I look, do I want the titles yet? Do I want to speak like my mate with it when he got to the final of the Super Bowl? Of course I do. But I love being around my Spurs family. I love watching the football that we're playing. Won't always work out, and hopefully, we're going to build upon that. But I have faith. I hope you do too. Anyway, as always, come on, you Spurs.